In the last lecture, we have seen some basics about trigonometry. Now here let us see some important trigonometric identities. Some of them are already known by you. First is sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. From that we can write sin square theta is equal to 1 minus cos square theta. Sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. From that we can write sec square theta is equal to 1 plus tan square theta. Cosec square theta minus cot square theta is equal to 1. From that we can write cosec square theta is equal to 1 plus cot square theta. Now let us see some new identities. Sin 2 theta is equal to 2 sin theta cos theta. Mind well, here this is theta and this is 2 theta. That means suppose if here we are taking 30 degree, then here it is 60 degree. You can also check this equation's correctness by putting here 60 degree and here 30 degree. You will find the left side and right side to be same. Then cos 2 theta is equal to cos square theta minus sin square theta. Also you can write 2 cos square theta minus 1 and you can also write 1 minus 2 sin square theta. Now from this equation only you can find out sin square theta is equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta divided by 2 and cos square theta is equal to 1 plus cos 2 theta divided by 2. These are one of the equations which will be very much useful in 11-12 both. Now tan 2 theta is equal to 2 tan theta upon 1 minus tan square theta. Let us see further. Sin alpha plus or minus beta is equal to sin alpha cos beta plus or minus cos alpha sin beta. Cos alpha plus or minus beta is equal to cos alpha cos beta plus or minus sin alpha sin beta. And tan alpha plus or minus beta is equal to tan alpha plus or minus tan beta upon 1 plus or minus tan alpha tan beta. Also sin alpha plus or minus sin beta is equal to 2 sin alpha plus or minus beta upon 2 cos alpha plus or minus beta upon 2. Then cos alpha plus cos beta is equal to 2 cos alpha plus beta by 2 cos alpha minus beta by 2. And if it is cos alpha minus cos beta, then it is minus 2 sin alpha plus beta by 2 sin alpha minus beta by 2. Few more things about trigonometric functions. Sin minus theta is minus sin theta, but cos minus theta is plus cos theta, because sin is a odd function and cos is a even function. That's why here when you take minus theta, sin gets minus. Here when you take minus theta, cos remains plus. Tan minus theta is equal to minus tan theta. Now see this. For very small angle theta, if theta is very small, then sin theta is nearly equal to theta. This is also very important. If theta is small, small means it is below 10 degree approximately, then sin theta will be nearly equal to theta. This theta is in radian. That means, let us say if I take angle 6 degree, then here I will put sin 6 degree and here I will put 6 degree multiplied by pi by 180. Mind well, you have to convert it into radian. So I am multiplying 6 degree by pi by 180. So that will become pi by 30. So again, the answer of sin 6 degree and here pi by 30, they both will be almost same. That is what this equation is saying, that when the angle is small, the value of sin theta and the value of theta in radian are almost same. But in case of cos theta, when theta is small, cos theta gives value nearly equal to 1. For tan theta, again, the value is nearly equal to theta. So we can say for small angle theta, sin theta, theta and tan theta all of them three are same, but cos theta is nearly equal to 1. Now let us see sine law and cos law. Sine law and cos law is applicable for any triangle. Up to now we have seen everything about the right angle triangle, but now for any triangle. This is not a right angle triangle or neither it is a equilateral triangle. It's a random triangle, and you can see this is angle A and the opposite side of this angle is small a. This is angle B, the opposite side is small b. This is angle C and the opposite side is small c. So for this triangle or any such type of triangle, you can apply sine law and cosine law. First, sine law. Sine A upon A is equal to sine B upon B is equal to sine C upon C. That means the ratio of sine of a angle and opposite side of that angle is same for all of the three angles. I repeat, the ratio of sine of a angle and the opposite side of that angle is same for every angle. That means the ratio of sine of A with A is equal to the ratio of sine of B with B is equal to the ratio of sine of C with the side C. They all are same. Now cosine law. Here let me tell you that the full name of cos is cosine, C-O-S-I-N-E, and the full name of sine is sine, S-I-N-E. Okay, now, so cosine law, that is cos A is equal to B square plus C square minus A square upon 2BC. Look here, this is angle A. So cos of A is equal to B square plus C square minus A square upon 2BC. The same way cos B is equal to C square plus A square minus B square upon 2AC. Then cos C is equal to A square plus B square minus C square upon 2AB. So these are sine law and cosine law which can be applied to any triangle. Now comes a very important topic, that is differentiation. Basically differentiation is coming in maths of 12th standard. But the use of differentiation starts from 11th only in physics. Because differentiation is very important tool to solve physics problems, physics numericals and so on. That's why differentiation is used everywhere. You will see that in each and every lesson differentiation is there. In physics, we have to just use the equation of differentiation. We have to just apply the method of differentiation. We need not to derive any equation of differentiation. That's why we will just see the equations of differentiation, and we will also apply this equation of differentiation by some examples, but we will not derive any of the equation here. Now let us see a short definition of differentiation. Differentiation is a process of finding the derivative or rate of change of a function. It is a process of finding a derivative of rate of change of a function. Let us see the first equation. If y is equal to x raised to n is given, then dy by dx, that means d by dx of x raised to n is equal to n x raised to n minus 1. See, here this dy by dx is known as differentiation of y with respect to x. Means I am taking differentiation of y with respect to x. But y is x raised to n. That's why here it is written differentiation of x raised to n with respect to x. And the answer is n x raised to n minus 1. This is already proved. We have to just accept it. That in such case the answer is n x raised to n minus 1. In short, you can remember it like, here you can see that this is power n. So power into multiplication, then power minus 1. This answer is known as derivative of x raised to n with respect to x. Now let us see some examples. Suppose y is given as x raised to 3. So dy by dx, that means differentiation of y with respect to x, is d by dx of x raised to 3, that means differentiation of x raised to 3 with respect to x, that will become, as we have discussed here, power into multiplication and then power minus 1. Here the power is 3, so power 3 into multiplication, then x raised to 2, power minus 1, that means x raised to 2. One more example, y is equal to x raised to minus 4. We want to differentiate y with respect to x. So I will write dy by dx. That means it is d by dx of x raised to minus 4, obviously. Now again, here the power is minus 4. So power into multiplication, minus 4 is in multiplication, then power minus 1. Power is minus 4, minus 1 is minus 5. So here it is x raised to minus 5. So the answer becomes minus 4 x raised to minus 5. That way, if y is equal to 1 upon x is given, then the differentiation of y with respect to x, that is dy by dx, is equal to d by dx of x raised to minus 1. It is 1 upon x, so I can write x raised to minus 1. Again, power into multiplication, that means minus 1 into multiplication, then power minus 1. So minus 1, that is minus 2. So it becomes minus 1 upon x square. Then y is equal to c. Here c is a constant. Mind well, it is a constant. So differentiation of y with respect to x, that is dy by dx, is equal to d by dx of c into x raised to 0, I can write. See, there is no variable with c. So I can put the variable x raised to 0 because x raised to 0 becomes 1. So I can write c as c into x raised to 0. Now again here we will apply the equation power into multiplication, power minus 1. So the power is 0. So 0 into multiplication, then power minus 1, that is x raised to minus 1. And c remains there as it is. But the whole answer will become 0. So you should remember always that for any constant, the differentiation is always 0. Here we have taken c. Let us say if I take here pi, or if I take here 10,000, or if I take here 1 million. The answer, that means the differentiation of that constant will be 0. Now see this second equation. Suppose y is equal to x raised to n is given and we want to take dy by dt, that means differentiation of y with respect to t. Mind well, the same equation was there previously, but there we differentiated this equation with respect to x. Here we are differentiating this equation with respect to t. So you can write this term as dy by dx into dx by dt. Again, here it is dy by dt, so we are writing dy by dx into dx by dt. Now dy by dx means differentiation of y with respect to x, but y is x raised to n. So here it is d by dx of x raised to n into the same term dx by dt is there. Now we know that this differentiation is n x raised to n minus 1 and then dx by dt. Note that in the previous equation, when we differentiated y is equal to x raised to n with respect to x, the answer was just n x raised to n minus 1. But when we are differentiating this equation with respect to t, the answer is n x raised to n minus 1 and dx by dt. So here we can remember this type of differentiation as power into multiplication, then power minus 1 and derivative of the variable. Note that here x was the variable. In this term, x is the variable, so we have taken the derivative of the variable. Let us see example for this. Y is equal to x raised to minus 2 is given, and we want to take dy by dt, that means differentiation of y with respect to t. That means differentiation of x raised to minus 2 with respect to t. Note that here we are taking differentiation of x variable with respect to the t variable. That's why here we have to use the equation as power into multiplication, that is minus 2, and power minus 1, that is minus 3, and then derivative of the variable, that is dx by dt. Now if y is equal to root x is given and I want to take differentiation of y with respect to z, that means I want to take d by dz of x raised to 1 by 2. See, this is root 2, so it is x raised to 1 by 2. Then again I will use the same method, power into multiplication, that is 1 by 2, then power minus 1. So this is power 1 by 2 minus 1 is minus 1 by 2, and derivative of the variable, that is dx by dz. So as a whole I can write it like 1 by 2 root x and dx by dz. Now if y is equal to pi is given and I want to take differentiation of y with respect to r, that means dy by dr, then that will be d by dr of pi, but pi is a constant, so the differentiation will be just 0. Now let us see third equation. Suppose y is equal to a x raised to n is given, where a is a constant, and I need to take differentiation of y with respect to x, that means dy by dx. So I will put d by dx of a x raised to n. Here a is a constant, so it will remain outside, and the differentiation of x raised to n will be taken as we have done already, that is n x raised to n minus 1. So as a whole, differentiation of a x raised to n with respect to x will be a n x raised to n minus 1. Let us see one example for this. Suppose y is equal to 4 x raised to minus 5 is given. So here differentiation of y with respect to x, that is dy by dx, will be equal to d by dx of 4 x raised to minus 5. Here 4 will remain as it is, and the differentiation of x raised to 5 with respect to x is minus 5 x raised to minus 6. So this becomes minus 20 x raised to minus 6. Now let us see differentiation of some equation form. Suppose y is given as 2x raised to 5 plus x raised to 4 plus 3, and we need differentiation of y with respect to x, that means dy by dx. So it will be d by dx of this equation, 2x raised to 5 plus x raised to 4 plus 3. Now we have to take differentiation of each term one by one. Now for the first term, this 2 will remain as it is, and differentiation of x raised to 5 will become 5x raised to 4. So 2 into that 5 becomes 10 x raised to 4. Here this is x raised to 4, so differentiation will be 4x raised to 3, and differentiation of 3, that is a constant, will be 0. Again one more equation, y is equal to x square plus 4 upon root x plus 5 upon x square, and we want differentiation of y with respect to r. Mind well, here the functions are x and I want differentiation with respect to r. So it is dy by dr is equal to d by dr of this equation, x square plus 4 x raised to minus 1 by 2 plus 5 x raised to minus 2. Mind well, here this is under root x given in the denominator. So I have written x raised to minus 2 in the numerator. Here this is x square in the denominator, I have written x raised to minus 2 in the numerator. Now let us take differentiation of these terms one by one. Mind well, here we have to differentiate with respect to r. So the differentiation of x square with respect to r will be equal to 2x dx by dr. I have taken dx by dr common outside. Then differentiation of 4x raised to minus 1 by 2. See, 4 will remain as it is, and the differentiation of x raised to minus 1 by 2 will be minus 1 by 2 x raised to minus 3 by 2. So that minus 1 by 2 and this 4 will be multiplied, and so it is minus 2 x raised to minus 3 by 2, and then again dx by dr. And differentiation of 5 x raised to minus 2. Here 5 will remain as it is, and differentiation of x raised to minus 2 will become minus 2 x raised to minus 3. So that minus 2 and 5 will be multiplied, and that is minus 10 x raised to minus 3, and dx by dr, that is again taken common outside. So this is the differentiation of this equation with respect to r. Now let us see if y is equal to x plus 2 into bracket and 2x plus 3 into bracket is given. And suppose we have to differentiate this y with respect to x, that means dy by dx. So I will take d by dx of this bracket. See, this bracket is a multiplication of these two brackets. So multiplying these two brackets, we will get 2x square plus 7x plus 3. Now you can differentiate each term one by one. Here we have to differentiate this bracket with x. So first differentiation of 2x square will be just 4x, differentiation of 7x will be 7, and differentiation of 3 will become 0. So it is 4x plus 3. Now let us see few more equation of differentiation. If you have been given y is equal to u into v, here y, u and v all are variables. So if y is equal to u into v is given, and we want to take differentiation of y with respect to x, mind well that we need to differentiate this u into v with respect to x. So obviously dy by dx can be written as d by dx of u into v. Now here comes one rule. You have to differentiate this term by writing this way: u into dv by dx plus v into du by dx. But that means first you have to put this term as it is, that is u, then differentiate the second term, that is dv by dx, plus now put the second term, that is v, as it is, and now differentiate the first term, that is du by dx. Let us take one example for this. If we have been given z is equal to x square into y cube, here x square and y cube are in multiplication, and we want to differentiate this z with respect to time t. So that is dz by dt. So that will be d by dt of x square into y cube. So first I will put x square as it is, and I will differentiate y cube, that is d by dt of y cube. Then I will put y cube as it is, and I will differentiate x square, that is d by dt of x square. Mind well, both of these differentiations are with respect to t. So first x square will remain as it is. Now differentiation of y cube with respect to t will be equal to 3y square dy by dt. Then plus y cube is as it is. Differentiation of x square with respect to t is 2x dx by dt. So this is the differentiation of x square into y cube with respect to t. Now let us see another equation if there is a division of u and v. If y is equal to u by v is given, then dy by dx will be equal to d by dx of u by v obviously. Now here what we have to do, it will be v into du by dx minus u into dv by dx divided by v square. See, this v is in denominator. So denominator into differentiation of numerator minus numerator into differentiation of denominator upon square of denominator. Let us see one example for this. If z is given as x square by y cube, and we want to take differentiation of this z with respect to time t, then it is dz by dt. That means it is d by dt of x square upon y cube. So I'll put denominator, that is y cube, differentiation of numerator, that is d by dt of x square, minus numerator into differentiation of denominator, that is x square into d by dt of y cube, divide by square of denominator, that is y cube square. So obviously here we will get y cube, differentiation of x square will be 2x dx by dt minus x square, and here the differentiation will be 3y square dy by dt, divide by y raised to 6. Now let us see few more equations for differentiation. Again I am saying that we need not to derive any of this equation, we need to just remember these equations. If y is ln of x, then differentiation of y with respect to x, that is dy by dx, is 1 upon x. If y is equal to e raised to ax, then differentiation of y with respect to x, that is dy by dx, is e raised to ax into d by dx of ax. So obviously it will become a and e raised to ax, because when you take differentiation of ax, so a will remain as it is and the differentiation of x with respect to x will become 1. So it is a e raised to ax. Then if y is equal to sin x is given, then dy by dx is d by dx of sin x, that is cos x. If y is equal to cos x, then dy by dx is equal to d by dx of cos x is minus sin x. If y is equal to tan x is given, then dy by dx is equal to d by dx of tan x is sec square x. If y is equal to cot x, then dy by dx is equal to d by dx of cot x is minus cos square x. In short, you can remember like this, that differentiation of log x with respect to x is 1 upon x. Differentiation of e raised to ax with respect to x is a e raised to ax. Differentiation of sin x with respect to x is cos x. Differentiation of cos x with respect to x is minus sin x. Differentiation of tan x with respect to x is sec square x. Differentiation of cot x with respect to x is minus cos x square x. Two more equations, that is y is equal to sec x, then dy by dx, that means d by dx of sec x will be sec x tan x. If y is equal to cosec x is given, then dy by dx is equal to d by dx of cosec x, that is minus cosec x cot x. In short, differentiation of sec x with respect to x is sec x tan x, and differentiation of cosec x with respect to x is minus cosec x cot x. Up to now, we have seen all different type of equations of differentiation. Now let us see two examples giving you idea of the use of differentiation in physics. So here it is, example of use of differentiation in physics. See, velocity is time derivative of displacement. You know this. Velocity is displacement upon time. So we mostly write the equation of velocity as v is equal to delta x upon delta t. You can also write that equation of v as v is equal to dx by dt. Here it is, v is equal to dx by dt. So now we can say that velocity is time derivative of x. That means velocity is time derivative of displacement. In short, velocity v is dx by dt. So by differentiating x, we can get velocity. Now if x, that is displacement, is given by this equation, let us say x is equal to 2t square plus 7t, and we want to find out the equation of velocity. So obviously velocity is time derivative of x. That means we can write v is equal to d by dt of 2t square plus 7t. Now the differentiation of 2t square will be obviously 4t and differentiation of 7t will be just 7. So the equation of velocity becomes v is equal to 4t plus 7. Thus from the equation of displacement we are getting equation of velocity by differentiation. Again, acceleration is a time derivative of velocity. We know that acceleration is equal to change of velocity upon time. That means acceleration a is equal to delta v upon delta t. So you can also write acceleration a is equal to dv by dt. Here it is, a is equal to dv by dt. That means acceleration is differentiation of velocity with respect to time. Now the equation of velocity is here, v is equal to 4t plus 7. So the acceleration will be d by dt of 4t plus 7, and now the differentiation of 4t is 4 and the differentiation of 7 will be 0. That means acceleration a is 4 only. So from the equation of velocity we are finding acceleration. Here you can see that velocity was time dependent but acceleration is time independent. So acceleration is constant here. That means this motion is a constant accelerated motion.